says if the staff seem to think you could be attempting to do any of these things, so basically if you breathe or fart out the fucking direction, then they could do you for it.
There is an improvement, as it was on Monday. There's still room for more improvement. Just because you're being discharged doesn't mean that you can slack it off. Understand, lads?
Staff.
So when I come back in tomorrow, it's going to be even better, isn't it?
Staff.
Yeah. Like I said, rate distribution.
Morning inspections, they're all important because, you know, the serviceman knows exactly where he stands. His kit, his turnout, it's never normally quite right in the first days here. They're put on show parade, they're advised, they're given a verbal warning. There is a great deal of hassle at that stage.
This morning's inspection is more important than usual. It's by an officer. He's looking for the best room.
Right, we checked the jackets, Sergeant Major.
He's renowned for his attitude to dust.
Sir, my son is like, sir.
Where are you from?
Price order, sir.
Right. You regiment?
No, sir.
Where'd you get that hat from then? Get that
Training.
pink upper lip, will it?
Sir.
Right, do you recognise that?
Yes, sir.
Right. 609, lovely, sir. Right, do you recognise that? Okay, attention to detail.
Make sure that you check off your bed space area. Do you understand us?
Thanks, Sergeant Blackett. Right, the radio.
Yes, sir.
Both those rooms had dust. That room was the best, okay? So they've won the radio
Right,
for this
sir.
week, if you let them
Okay,
know.
sir. Room 39, sir.
The inmates will only get the radio for 2 hours a night.
Right.
They don't have TV.
Well done, gents. All right. You obviously got the best room this week. You've got yourselves the radio. Okay?
Sir.
Right on. Keep the standard up. Don't drop it just because you've got the radio this week. Do you understand?
Aye, sir.
Right. Sort yourselves out now for training.
Having a radio actually is a considerable perk to them, and so to that end it's important. But I think from my point of view, the fact that it makes them work together as a team, as a room, to meet an objective, then that's the purpose of the radio. I think the setting of standards, no matter what they are, is important. Again, it introduces an element of competition in. It also introduces the possibility of one SUS shining against another and therefore, you know, making himself stand out.
The only thing we're not used to is like the bullshit, the pressing and that. Not really into it, no need for it. Doesn't win wars and stuff, does it?
Find the job then! Stay on the wall with the tradition being taught. I don't want to hear any clattering or banging of weapons. Keep hold of them. Any questions? No, sir! Any questions? No, sir! Stand by! Go! Get your weapons out! Come on, get up there! Edwards! Get over! Get him up against the wall! See your foot off that wall! Lock your legs out! Pull him up! Come on, work hard! Work hard! Aggression, you don't want to do it! Come on! I said, good lad, well done, that's good! That's good, keep it up! Good, now keep going, keep going! Good lad, well done! Don't give in, it's in the mind, it's in the mind, keep going! Good lad! Get up there! Aggression, come on! Aggression! Edwards! Over and over! Why have you stopped? You're giving in! Come on, Jack! Don't give in! Go on, mate! Go on, son! Well done! That's good! Well done, Ed! Back time!
The inmates of the Glasshouse call this beasting. Private Ryde will soon be released. The staff ensure he'll know how to behave when he says farewell to the commanding officer.
Right, Will. Back time! That's your ass. Hat! Do not salute or attempt to salute the Commandant. If you make any hand movements towards him, the RSM will pounce on you. Right. Ta! Not time!
Once he leaves the Glasshouse, Ryde is also out of the army. He says he deliberately got himself thrown out by smoking marijuana.
Get the arms going front to rear, shoulder height.
Because I'm only 18, I would have had to have done... I've done 2 years now, and I would have had to have done another 3 years before I was allowed to leave the army. And I thought that was a bit too much of a commitment, saying, you know, leaving when you're 22, 21. And I wasn't really prepared to make that step. So I thought, get out, you know, within 60 days and start again, back into Civvy Street.
Is there only one bed space in each stop? Did you take them off to clean them? No, you didn't, did you? Right? A, you're not cleaning them properly, and B, you will damage the uniform because you'll get brasso all over it.
Before he can get out, Ride faces his toughest inspection so far.
Point 2, the boots are filthy. Get your boots sorted out, come back carrying them, get your brasses on your collarbone sorted out. Go!
He's a problem child. When he first came in, he was very untidy, and he hasn't improved much at all. His kit was in very bad order. Now it's just in bad order.
Fair enough to everyone else that's soldiering on. They're doing it for a purpose, to become better soldiers, but for us, this is supposed to make me a better civilian. So
you can't beat the system, can you?
You can't beat the system, and self-admittance to drugs, like, but we're all druggies. I done mine to get out of the army, and so I've done my 60 days and now I'm out.
He's getting other staff problems with his attitude and his inattention to detail, basically. He's a very immature young man. Make sure you tuck your shirt inside the jacket. Right? Clean these brushes?
Yes, sir.
You've still got a smudge. Top left-hand corner, yeah. You got a fingerprint still on it. It's the second time you've been on. Hold your hand out, take the boots, go away, come back in 5 minutes, with your brushes done properly, and your boots polished underneath. Underneath. Left hand. March.
Some people, if the face doesn't fit anyway, they get put down as an attitude problem. Only the staff don't try and tell them that, they just put them down as attitude problem or get them to have an attitude anyway. So either way, they could have you whatever way they wanted to have you.
There's always going to be an element of the face fits, do you know what I mean? I mean, some people are just characters and they'll stand out.
Have you felt yourself to be improved? Have you learned anything from this experience?
Not really, sir. It's just a fuck about from the beginning.
Why?
Because 60 days discharge for self-confession of drugs is just pointless being here, isn't it? Just wasting your time and everyone else's.
No, keep working. You've got 1.5 minutes now. Time's running out for you and me.
Got a before and after. We'll probably end up throwing them, so... It's the last night, and they think this is the last time that they can fuck me about, ever. So, that's basically what it is. They're getting their money's worth.
For Private Ride, the crunch has come.
Put your boots down. Up and on, going. Right, let's try this time, okay? Just calm down. You got it. Put your head down.
The staff have the power to delay his release if he fails again.
Now watch you doing these, so I know they're done. Yeah.
Sorry, sir?
I watch you doing these, so I know they're done. Turn round. Stop shaking, Bride. You go racing. You quite confident with tomorrow, Commandant?
Yes, staff.
You've been through it, have you?
Yes, staff.
About turn. Take your bits up. Okay. They require a bit more work on tonight during the lock-up period. Okay?
Staff.
But they're much better than they were 5 minutes ago. Okay?
Staff.
Good luck tomorrow when you get out. Okay? Left turn. Quick, march.
Radio! Radio! Working. Don't bring it.
Cheers, sir.
Just before 8 at night, and the platoon in room 39 get their hard-won radio.
Genuine music. Third week in a row this room has won it.
Third week running this room's going. Supreme platoon.
Creme de la creme.
This is the platoon. We always win it. It's just, it's just no, we always get the radio.
No, we don't.
Third week running, it's saying something.
Everyone in this room's been in about 7 to 8 weeks, so you start to get to grips with the score after a bit, like.
Private Raw is in the Glasshouse for 6 months. He knifed another soldier.
It's just all weird stuff. A lot of it's like music influence. I'm into heavy metal and things like that, so it's all the evil stuff and that comes out of there. That came from an idea of a song I've got. I've got a group called Commando, which are a bit of a punk group, and they did a song called Subhuman. So, and I started off, and it started off like that much, and it looked quite attractive in that. And I thought, he's going to start thinking I'm sane or something. So I pulled her eye out and put a robot sort of eye in.
He's actually done some of his own tattooing, haven't you?
That's just all sorts. Majority of it's skulls, I love skulls. And, it's sort of first thing, you get your first paycheck, you got loads of money, you think, great, so you go and blow it all on stupid things. And I blew mine on tattoos.
Tell him what you're in for, Stephen.
Stabbing someone.
He's in for sharing sharp objects with a friend.
I went for someone with a flick knife. And got myself a 6-month holiday for nothing.
Room, shut! 685 Biffin awarded 6 months EPDR 31st of May, sir.
Right, looking around, Biffin. Everyone else has got their knife on the left-hand side of their utensils. Attention to detail.
Sir, 652 McLaughlin award 112 days EPDR 14th of February, week 5 staff.
Sir.
Sir.
Come on, there's an officer present.
Thanks, sir.
How long have you been here?
5 weeks staff.
You want to start getting a grip of yourself, all right?
Sir.
Sir, 651 McMilo awarded 112 days detention, EPDR 26th of February, week 5, sir.
Week 5. And after 5 weeks, we don't know how to put our belt on.
Sir.
Well, what's your excuse?
There is none, sir.
Do you know the rules? Male in the right hand, female in the left hand?
No, sir.
Well, you do now.
Yes, sir.
Break rank, take your belt off, sort it out. Break rank.
Mailer, breaking ranks from here to there. That's how you break ranks, okay?
You've done basic 1, 2 and 3.
I'm on basic 3, sir.
You're on basic 3. Well, I shall be speaking to your drill instructor this morning, because if you're on basic 3, you should know how to break rank. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
We have to guard against having the regime so strict that we don't achieve our aim, that they don't get the opportunity to practice self-discipline, which is important. At the end of the day, that's the thing that really matters. We can put as much discipline on as we like while they're here, but if when they go away they don't practice self-discipline, then we've really not achieved what we're here to achieve.
Private Ride is almost out of the Glasshouse, but he faces one last beasting.
You have been exercised on the Commandant's rehearsal, yes?
Yes, sir.
Make sure you think drill, drill, drill at all times, or you will be staying here. Step to the pace I call out. Quick! March! Just right, just right, just right! Just right, just right, just right! Right, just right, just right, just right! There, keep it going! Step sharp!
Well, I think the pace of life's important here because if we allowed youngsters who are in detention just to sit around feeling sorry for themselves, then that's exactly what they would do, and they would fester, and in their own minds they would brood on what was right and what was wrong with what they'd done, what we were doing to them. If we keep things on the boil, then they don't have time to reflect like that.
They've got the rank, they've got the brains, sort of thing, and you're just the bucksy private. So it starts, from there really. You go in and you shake a bit and everyone's shouting at you beforehand, you march in quickly, you salute him, he spills off his little sentence that he's learnt at breakfast, and you march out again, and that's it. So you only see him for a couple of minutes. So your kit's got to be perfect, and yet he doesn't even see your boots because he's sitting behind a desk and all that lot, but it's part of the army bullshit really. It's a good laugh. So
SUS, sharp! Step off, quick march! Left, right,